now watching Water Me Sis.
Welcome to Water Me Sis Live. I am your girl, JELEAH, and I got my girls here.
I'm DREA, the social butterfly.
And I'm Taylor.
And we have some beautiful ladies here. We have some special guests. If you can introduce yourself, ladies.
Yes, I'm Nina Matthews.
And I'm Mercedes. Welcome. And guess what today is? Today is securing the bag.
Yes.
Period. You know, as ladies, we got to get that money.
Yes.
Period. So we just want to let you know Water Me Sis is a sisterhood built off of the growth and self-development of women. So we water each other in order to produce the sweetest fruits and the most beautiful flowers. And fellas, we do know that you're watching. This is a platform for women.
Just the ladies. Just the ladies.
We want you to basically take the notes, okay?
Because y'all need to secure the bag too.
That's right. Period.
Might learn something. You might.
Okay, so
Y'all
go
learn a lot
ahead
from us.
and take some notes on that.
And every day or every episode, we do a word to the wise. And that's just for us to be able to extend our vocabulary, you know, learn something new, throw something in there. So today's word is conducive. That means making a certain outcome likely or possible. And how you use that in a sentence is organization and good work ethic is conducive to success. That's a good one if you didn't know that, just to add that in there, you know. So you vocabulary.
Yes, word of the wise.
Yes.
And then we have a good smoothie of the day. So,
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the video uploaded, but I made a little video. I did a berry smoothie this morning for breakfast to get my day started. It's a good meal replacement, ladies. So, I just did the great value. You know, just went to Walmart, got a berry blend. Just a cup of that. I use a cup of almond milk. I typically personally like oat milk. With the fruit, you're gonna get lots of antioxidants. You're gonna get a lot of nutrition, but that almond milk doesn't really absorb into our bodies like human milk or cow's milk does. So I personally like to do oat milk. It still add a little extra protein to that shake. And then I do whey. Whey is going to be a byproduct of cheese or milk. It's actually low in lactose, so if you're lactose intolerant, you can still use it. And I use a small amount of, probably about a scoop of yogurt to add to that. Blend it all together, and then you're making a really nice smoothie that is it sits on your stomach in the morning if you don't like to eat, too heavy early. And it's something really good that's nutritious for you. So be mindful of the things that we put into our bodies, and so just as much as we need to get that money too.
yes, for sure. For sure. I did want to let everyone know that my bestie is definitely in the comments. I know she's there. Her name is JELEAH. She is the creator of Water Me Sis.
Yes.
We cannot forget about her.
No.
Hey, boo.
Shout out to you.
Love you.
We miss ya.
So, ladies, securing the bag. And I want to start off with, if y'all want to tell, how are y'all securing the bag? I want to say that I'm trying to secure my bag, but I work a regular job, okay? Let's just say that. And I have my jewelry business, which is naturerocksjewelry.com. Check me out. I definitely sell the crystals. It's different, one-of-a-kind jewelry, and that's how I secure my bag. So, how you secure y'all's bag?
I also have my own business. It's called She's Smooth Skin and Body. So you can look us up on Facebook, on Instagram. It's all natural skincare products. So I got scrubs, lotion, body wash, perfume, a lot of stuff, you name it. And not only is it natural, but it smells bomb as hell.
Yes,
Like,
it does.
Yes. We'll be like, yes, okay?
Here.
So I do that. And also I'm in school to further my education, so that way I can also have a career and other things that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Well, I have my own business as well. I worked in the hospitality industry for about 10 years, so I was working, and then the COVID hit. So I created my own business called Creations by TAY. I do meal prep, food service. I'm on Facebook right now, building slowly but surely, but I made myself official about it at the end of last year. So Just been working
That's awesome.
and
Congratulations.
thank you. Because Lord Jesus, it's when you make a decision that big and when things start working in your favor and those steps turn into big opportunities for you, like it's just it's exciting to go through. So thank you, ladies. And
Yes.
we should always be trying to work on ourselves and forward ourselves. That's what I had to do.
Yes,
That's
so true. Well, my business is Love Thyself. I teach young girls and women how to love themselves through self-love workshops, speaking engagements. Due to COVID, it has been online. It was face-to-face, in person. So, been working through that. And then I'm also I'm a financial coach. So, with PFS Investments. So I do that part-time. Yes.
And I work in the healthcare field, but I also am the founder of a nonprofit, and it's called Connect for Growth Colorado, and it connects Black businesses with consumers and other Black businesses and investors as well.
That's awesome.
And of course, everyone that knows me knows I also do my own investments also on the side.
Like this team here, okay. Like Queen sitting here, okay.
Right.
Period.
Yes, exactly. So queens.
Yes.
My queens. So let's talk about saving. Like, what do y'all think about saving? Is it hard for y'all to save, or is it pretty much you're good at saving? Like, if you're good at saving, what can you tell us that'll help us start saving?
I feel like I've always been good at saving, but it's always good to have a financial advisor just so you can have, the experts, in your finances. Hey, you can pay off this sooner. Because a lot of stuff we don't know. So it's good to have someone who can advise your finances. So I always say, if you can, reach out to a financial advisor. Through my company, once you're a client, the financial advisor is actually free. So that's a plus.
Okay.
I was just about to ask you that, you gotta pay for that, and if I'm already struggling,
Right, exactly. Right.
Yep. So it's free, when you're a client, as far as getting yourself properly protected, because, that's needed. We look at life insurance as just burial, but it's actually an income replacement. Anyone that depends on you depends on your income. So we have to leave a legacy.
Yes, of course.
Generational wealth.
Yes, that's exactly why we have to secure the bag.
Correct. So as far as with savings, you just have to be, dedicated and, it has to be something you do on a daily, like consistent. You have to be consistent with it.
I'd actually have to back that. I completely agree. One thing about saving is definitely going to be the budget. Tonight, my biggest thing is going to be the budget. Make sure that you have a budget together. If you think you're going to save for anything, vacations, birthdays, holidays, anything, a budget is going to be A1. And if you, can find an advisor that's going to be free of charge, which is very rare, so I would definitely listen to what she has to say.
Yes,
for sure. And then also, if you do have a financial advisor, it's also important to understand what they're doing with your finances so that you can then do it for yourself.
Yes.
Now, I think that's going to be most important for long term.
Yes.
For sure.
I would say I struggle. If you ask for me, look, I struggle. That's why I'm really happy for this episode.
Yes.
Just that, y'all here able to drop some gems on us. I need to learn some new methods, as I'm starting to get older.
Yes.
And, I have more responsibility, than just being young and just spending your money on, just worry about your hair, your nails, and
it's
priorities. I gotta pay a car note. I gotta pay insurance.
Priorities.
Yeah.
With us getting older, that's what it is. I have to keep our priorities straight.
What do you guys think about? So I did see on the internet, someone had a little binder, and it was each folder was set up for a pocket to put money in, for certain things.
That on social media.
What would you think about doing something like that, just to kind of get you a little plan going? like to be
For a
organized?
starter, I mean, I think it would be good. Personally, I would recommend if you do have a in-home savings to be like a piggy bank you can't see through. Because if you see that, you know, you got all them 20s up in there, you're going to want to spend them. So if you do have a home one, that's what I call easy access saving. And you could just go right to your bank if you need it. You know, you got to go get cereal milk and you forgot at the store or something. You just got to get some cash real quick. It's easy to access, but if you do that, make sure it's something you can't see through so you don't be tempted to spend that money.
And that is safe, because all I'm thinking is like, damn, you know, my ass, I would lose the binder.
If your money is gone.
Right, like,
Forget where you put it, you know. So,
Yes.
but it is important to be organized. So
Maybe
it's
don't
a good
forget
idea.
where I put my money now. I ain't gonna forget that.
But a lot of, as far as what we do, we like putting our money in shoebox under the mattress.
Right.
Yeah.
But our money really isn't working for us. It's not growing. So you want to invest your money in a true investment firm. Where
So
yeah.
let's talk about.
I was gonna say we'll go over that a little later in the
Okay.
presentation. I'll show you, but it's three
Okay.
fundamental accounts you definitely want to have.
Okay.
You don't want to just sit in there because you're building it, but it's just off that money just sitting there. You want to have an investment account where your money's doubling.
right.
That's what the banks do with our money.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it's true. So. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I know y'all can't wait to see that presentation because I can't wait. I'm like, ooh, let's talk about it now.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. So, what do you think about how important you guys do you think it is to have a savings and a checking account? Like,
Again,
some people don't, some people don't.
Yeah,
you
some
know,
people
like
don't, yeah.
they don't know for real. Like at a point in time, I did not like having my money in the bank. Like I just didn't trust it at a time, and I was just like, ooh, like they taking my money or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I was like, reality is that I got stuff to do and stuff to pay for, so I need to
Exactly.
have
You need
a.
those.
and everything is
account.
going electronic now, which is one of the main reasons why I would recommend having a bank account. And again, I want to max out. So I have different accounts. Again, we'll get into that later. But I do have a savings account through the bank. I have a checking account through the bank. In the checking account, I make sure I have enough money for all my bills, which goes hand in hand with my budget.
Correct.
So I absolutely have to have that. And I personally like everything to be on auto pay. So I gotta make sure, I have to make sure that there's money in the account all the time.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
And then I have that smaller account, you know, in the bank, in my savings account. That's not my investments. It's not my quick money account that I have at home in my, Shopkins. It's a little Shopkins Apple. You can't see through, it's clay. So, you know, I have my at-home one account as well. But again, that depends on everyone's situation, you know.
Right.
So, I mean, it is good to have that access to something that's not right there, but something that you kind of like, okay, if I need to go get my tires changed or fixed or whatever the case may be, if I have to get a new alternator, I'm going to have that money in the bank. That's a savings account. I can grab it because if it's in an investment account, 9 times out of 10, well, all the time, due to money laundering, you have to let that money sit there a couple of days, and some people don't have time for that. So in that situation, it's good to have a savings
Yes.
account.
Yeah.
I agree. And you want to have at least save 1,000. You know, I mean, there are more, but you don't want to put too much in your savings because they don't give you anything for it for real.
Yeah.
It's
I
about
agree.
0 to 3% return on your money. So at least $1,000. But as she said, I mean, for your normal transactions, you know, your bills and direct deposits, you definitely want to have a bank account for that to at least keep it there. But don't trust your, you know, all your money to just be in that bank
Okay.
because they're investing our money. Yep.
Yeah.
And I forgot to give my disclaimer real quick because I will be giving a lot of what I did, things that worked for me, but any of the information that I'm providing tonight is going to be informational and entertainment. Please do not take this as investment, tax, or financial advice. This is just what I did, what works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you as well.
Yes. All right, ladies. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask?
I did have a question about what do you feel like is a good nest egg to start on? Because I was always told like 10,000 is a good way to start when you're wanting to invest. Like, like being able to take care of your bills, and so like on top of that, 10,000 is a good way to start. Is that true, or can you really start with zero and move up very quickly? Possibly.
So I can't answer that just because I'm not licensed for that. So I don't want to give out the wrong answer.
But my recommendation,
There you go.
10,000 is kind of excessive if you ask me. When I first started like to invest, it was like $500. And I just was like, oh, okay, this is, when you do your research and everything, this is a come up. So, as I got paid, I ended up putting it in my budget to invest a certain amount each time I got paid. So, and then it just grew and it grows.
Yeah.
So, I mean, anything that you start with, there are certain things that you can invest in that are penny stocks. There are some companies that are just opening their IPOs, and you can get their stocks at like $20 a share. So, I mean, it really, again, depends on your situation, but you can start with, pennies on the dollar.
Yeah. I mean, $25 even.
Yeah.
Now, I know a bank, they don't want to see you unless you have $1,500 or stuff like that. So, yeah, $25, the lowest that I've seen you can start out with.
It gets overwhelming at times.
It
You want
does.
the number to go up, and they say more money in, more money out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not everyone has just 10,000 off top.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So, about stocks, do you know about stocks? Because, I mean, like, where should I, because you said something that was just key to me, which was do your research. So I'm going to definitely do my research, okay?
You have
I want to get into stocks, but I don't really know where to like start. Like, where do I start with my search? Like, do I start with, okay, like, what is a stock about? Like, what do I do? And then, like, or I don't even know what to invest in. Like, what is the good ones to invest in? I want to get into it. So, what can you say to the people who are just like me?
Yeah. Well, when I first started, so going back to 2014, how I met my partner Jade, a lot of people know. She used to work for Primerica, and she did my my Roth IRA, my money market account, and she did my life insurance. And when you invest in things like that, they send you quarterly statements. In those quarterly statements, it'll tell you this is how much you put in, this is how much your money grew. And I didn't understand it in 2014. So I'm the kind of person, if I don't understand something, I'm going to research it until there's nothing left to research. Now with this, it was a little different because with finance, you're going to be learning stuff all the time, and new options come up and everything. So it was just intriguing to me to see my money grow, and I wasn't really doing anything to have that money grow. I didn't know where my money was going at the time, so it was good to see that on the paper. And then I just researched it. So what I ended up doing is I would look into the company. I would see, like, if it's, for example, Apple or Nike, which I don't really, those are, overrated. But, for example, I would look into the company, see what kind of products they're selling, see when they're dropping new products. I also look into their CEOs. That's really big to me. My very first stock was AMD, and they just hired this new CEO from China, and they have these new products coming out that were supposed to blow past all the other competitors. So when I got into that stock after I did all of the research, it was trading at right under $10. It was at $9.99, and right now today that stock is at $96 a share. So I bought 66 shares at $10 a share, and now they're at $92 a share. So you guys can do the math on that.
Wow.
But that is also what pays off when you're doing your research into a company. Keep in mind that the market is going to go up and down, and depending on the platform that you use, it'll send you notifications saying your stock is up or down. What you don't want to do is be a emotional trader. I've been that person as well, where the stock is going down. Oh my God, I'm going to sell, and then it shoots up $5 the next day.
So your money in there.
You don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that mistake for you all. So you just can forget about that.
Mhm.
But it's really good, you know, to go to sleep and wake up and you know, have $300, $500 in your, you know, in your account additional than when you went to sleep last night.
Right.
Yes.
It's a come up.
Ooh, yes. Oh, definitely. I definitely want to have that falling asleep, wake up money.
Yes.
You know, like.
That wake up on the come up. I just love that.
Exactly.
I love how that
Exactly.
sounds.
Yes.
Mm.
But you do have to do your research, because if you just go blindly into a stock, say someone says, oh, this stock is gonna, you know, skyrocket, and you get into that stock, and when they open, it plummets because of that news. Everybody's gonna want to get their money out
Yeah.
because their stock is gonna go up, or what they already have existing in that investment is gonna go up. They're gonna want to get that profit and go, and that's gonna leave you down. So you want to make sure that you're ahead of the game and make sure that you're reading. I read articles every night about new companies. Tesla's my new favorite. Everyone sees me post them all the time, but that one is my new favorite. Starting at $350, I started in that investment, and now it's almost at $900 a share. So it's definitely worth it if you do your research.
Okay.
Completely.
All right.
I want to know about Forex. That's what I want to know.
Forex is really good. Forex, though, it's like gambling.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like it, but it is really like gambling, because you have to kind of predict what's going to happen. You have a 50-50 chance on it going up or going down. And,
Got it.
you know, if you read the candles, you know, Forex is just another ballgame.
Okay. So
It
that's
is worth
open
it, though,
to
if you know how to,
You know how to
work
do
it.
it. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I just see a lot of
absolutely
people
lucrative.
getting on that, you know, and doing that for a living and stuff. I'm just like, what?
Right.
It's,
Like,
oh,
I'm
you
just trying to
absolutely
understand.
could.
Like,
You
yeah.
could.
You just gotta know.
And they also have other branches on Forex that you can trade in as well, like high frequency trading. It's Forex, but it's timed. So it's like, in this amount of time, in 30 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, I think the stock is going to go up from this point or down from this point. And then you win, you know, whatever the market. So that's what I've been
that
doing
makes
lately.
sense.
But
You saying gambling, I get
Yeah.
that.
It's gambling.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
Sometimes think that stocks is gambling. Is it?
Not necessarily. I mean, I can see why they why they would think that way, but not necessarily, because it's, again, based off of literally what this company is doing. If this company is doing well and they're coming out with new products, or you know, I'll give you guys an example. There's a new company. It's based here in Colorado. Its ticker is GEVO. And the owner of that company here, I think they're in Inglewood or Lakewood or something wood. But part owner just got assigned to Joe Biden's. Oh, that's another thing. Look into politics. When they change the law, when laws change, that goes into favor for, say, a solar company like this one, where, you know, she's on his board now. So, and, you know, obviously the stock, when we got into it last week, my partner Jake put me on that one. And when they, you know, informed us that she was going to be part of his board, we hopped right on it, because you know that stock is going to go up because she is now on the board. He's more toward, you know, renewable energy, so you know that's going to be something that's going to be lucrative in the future.
Okay.
I hope y'all are taking some notes.
Right.
I'm taking some notes.
on you.
Look, I'm
Like,
telling you,
yes.
I'm gonna go back and watch this
Right.
too.
I'm like, damn,
Start
I got
writing down
notebooks.
everything.
Yes.
So yeah, I hope
Good.
so.
You
No,
never think about
it's
stuff
serious.
like that.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
deep.
It is deep.
Ooh, it is deep. Ooh, this is good, girl. Ooh,
For real, politics.
and I try to stay away from politics too, but
Right.
I'm
But it's
that you
important.
have that
to,
you
yeah.
gotta stay, I guess, like in the now.
And you always have to think of the future. That's what it is. So I'm not gonna go and invest in, you know, a company that makes CDs. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
gonna invest in something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be something that, you know, you see in the future.
Exactly.
That
That's so
is
true.
gonna grow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I remember taking a lot of accounting classes for my degree, and I had to take like almost 7 classes, and I understand still only bits and pieces. Accounting was never my thing, but I know you always had to go look into the company and look at their I can't remember, is it their investors page if you're wanting to understand like their books and actually like is that in a company that's new like that, are you still able to find that information, or how important is that to have that information as well as you're growing? Because like you said, you have to be able to understand like the political side, and there's multiple aspects of it. So even looking at their paperwork and seeing them investing in different like subsidiaries and things like that, how does that affect your picking of stocks or just investment places to invest? But
I have to have the information. If I can't read on it, I'm not even gonna waste my time.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's just that simple. If there's no paper trail that tells me this is where I started, this is my plan for the future, if I don't see that information, it's not going to be helpful for me to make a decision in investing in your company. That's even in stocks, or, you know, my cousin that starts a lash business, like anybody.
Yeah.
You know.
I have the info there.
Yeah.
People know, like you said, in the
Have to.
future, like how is your business?
Right.
gonna
What
survive?
am I investing
Exactly.
in? You know, why am I giving you my money to?
Right.
What is it going to go toward? How are you going to build my money? If I don't have that information,
Then I
You might
can't
as
trust
well.
you with my money.
Exactly.
Period.
What you think about real estate? You think that's a good thing to invest in?
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yes, I agree.
Oh.
So,
I was like, because I'll sit here and talk all night, okay? Because I got time, okay? But real estate is absolutely a great investment. If you just think about it, and if you're in the home buying process, you may know, because I'm curious. So I'm in the home buying process, and I'm looking at 10 years ago, even 5 years ago. But if I'm looking back 10 years ago, and I'm looking at a house in Montbello, and it was $90,000, $150,000. Right now, today, those homes are going for anywhere from $400,000 to $500,000. You guys do the math
it's a
on
good
that. You know what I'm
long-term
saying?
investment.
It's a great long-term investment.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
And especially in Colorado, it's almost a guarantee.
Yeah.
You know that you're.
For sure.
I mean, it's literally a guarantee
Mhm.
that you're gonna get
Even
money.
now in this
Yeah.
pandemic, like people
Yeah.
are still buying homes,
Oh, yeah.
stepping them,
Yep.
Yep,
and doing
exactly.
their thing.
adding
So-
all the
equity
time.
into these homes sometimes doesn't even cost that much too. Like I have a friend who they just added a game room, and they added just actually finished their basement, and just those little things add enough equity to when you do turn it over, you're getting a lot more money from the
Absolutely.
investment.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yep.
So true.
Well, all right, we are going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll just be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Water Me Sis Live. If you are just tapping in, we are talking about securing the bag.
Yes.
We were just talking about stocks. If you didn't catch it, you're going to have to go ahead and go on back, because Mercedes over here, she was dropping some real gold nuggets,
Yes.
golden
On
nuggets,
these stocks,
okay? And so we're going to have to go back and check that out, write some stuff down, because I'm definitely doing it after this show.
Yes.
Because I'm going to have to get into the stocks. So we were just talking about real estate, and how definitely you need to go ahead and get out there and start investing in some properties as well.
Yes.
Like, why not? We talking about investing our money, and so budgeting. So that's a really good thing to talk about, because we definitely have to budget. And I try to put a budget together, but I don't know. It could be working sometimes. So how can you?
I actually brought something for you.
Oh,
Okay.
So for years, I've been doing a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I have my planners here from 2018. I have more, but these are all I could find, and I was rushing out the house. I guess I left my other budget, so we're just gonna look at this one. So when I do my budget, all that I do is I get a planner. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I get a planner that has the dates on it. And on the planner, I put when that bill is due, the title of the bill, and how much it is. So my life insurance, and this was a long time ago, so it was $75, ain't $75 no more. But so you just put each bill on the separate date that it's due, and then on the side here, I put my check one, and then any payday I put on there as well. And then I put the check over here, and whatever bills I'm gonna pay, that will correspond and not be late. And especially if they're on auto pay, it's really important to make sure you have a budget. And then you put the total of how much all of those bills add up to. And then, of course, you know, if your check is $1,000, your bills are gonna be $850. You're still gonna have that additional money. In your budget, it's so important to put your gas that you're gonna put in your car, your groceries. If a holiday is coming up, vacation's coming up, you want to make sure that you're accounting for all of your money so you're not going into credit card debt. This is going to be the best method. It's worked for me. There's also people who write their budgets out each month and you know, like put it on their check stub, or you know, there's plenty of ways to do it, but this is the way that I've done it for years, literally, and that's why I brought my old ones, so that you can see I've literally been doing this for years, and it has not failed me. And you put your investments in here. Again, if you want to start with $5 in investments, $20, whatever the case may be, make sure it's all in your budget.
You want to see it. You want to write it down and see it, because just thinking in your head like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, but do this, you're not going to do it. You have to see it on paper. You
can't memorize your budget.
You can't remember
down
everything
to the last
you gotta
dollar.
pay.
It's not gonna happen.
And you know, I know Mercedes mentioned as far as auto pay and stuff like that, you have to remember what's coming out, because a lot of people mess up on that as well. They're like, oh dang, I forgot that was coming out. You have to know what's coming out of your accounts, and you know, budget and writing things down, and so you can see what you have. And then you want to pay yourself too. We pay these companies.
Pay yourself first. That's right.
You have to pay yourself first. And you know, I'm religious. I pay my tithes. I do the 10%. I pay God first, and I pay myself, and then bills. Because I mean, we pay them monthly. We should pay ourselves monthly. Period.
I think I forget about paying myself.
See?
But see, I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think myself be the weed, because I just budget that on there.
Hey.
So when I put that in the budget, like that just be myself. That's
different.
So.
Put that right in your budget. If you know that you need weed every week, every Friday, put it in your budget. Period.
But I do pay tithes.
I have a question. And I mean, this, I know that it's probably just, it's all depending on you and what you're going through and what bills, how much money you're making. But I remember me and a couple girls were having a conversation, and we were kind of debating about, like with us getting paid bi-weekly, if it was smarter to pay your rent in one check or to split it in half bi-weekly to have it prepared for the first. So what do you think is the smartest thing to do? I know that it probably depends on how much, of course, you're getting paid, what bills are being due around that time. But I just felt like it made sense to me to split it in half, to have more money, you know, instead of like taking it out of one check.
Exactly.
So people who are doing that, you know, on a bi-weekly struggle, you know, how would they?
Like you said, I think that goes just based off of the person. I personally, in my budget, when I started, I did do half and half. But I don't know, it just, you know, when I'm ready to pay my rent, I just want to pay it. And, you know, I always get paid before the last day.
Sitting there still.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm like, I don't even want to see it in my account.
It's temptation.
Yeah.
But the good thing is the way that my bills are structured and just how they ended up falling, you know, I can do all of my smaller bills on one check, and then I can do my rent and my car note on my second check and still have money to invest and everything else. So I think it just depends on the person.
It really depends on the person. Because I'm the same. I want that out the way. I don't want to see it. Yes.
And then you always
whatever works for you.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10 outside of, you know, the end of the month, you know, you'll have that money paid for your rent ahead of time, because usually your second week check is going to be like the 25th or the 24th or the 26th or something like that. So if you do wait until, and again, this is just, again, me personally, me waiting until my second check, my rent is always going to be paid on time because it's right before the end of the month.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
And we talked about saving earlier, and I noted something, and I felt it was really important for saving and also budgeting as well. If you just cut out certain things, like cut out cable and just get the internet and stream, that's what I do. Instead of having the $125 phone bill plan, I have the $100 phone bill plan, and my son actually has through Tello, which is a sub company under Sprint. He gets unlimited talk, text, and like a couple of gigabytes of data, and it's only $15 a month. So if you really want to, if you personally feel like you want to save and you want to make that a goal of yours, like I did, I thought it was important to cut back on a lot of shit.
Yes.
Like I'm not about to be going out every week. I'm not gonna eat out every week. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of different things that I didn't quite hit on that are very important, because a lot of things that we do in this day and age is materialistic, and we take that and we run with it. We want to keep up with the Joneses. No, you be your own Jones.
That's true.
So it's a mindset. Cut that.
It's a battle in the mind. Like you really have to put it in your mind, like, hey, this is what I need to do.
Right.
Period. It's not a want, it's a need.
Yeah.
In order to get the
Seriously.
Yeah.
And I didn't get as serious with my investments and my savings until I seen my money was growing in my accounts, and I'm like, well, this is important, you know.
It's nice.
And just a little background on me. My mom was addicted to gambling, so we had no sense of finance until 2014 when I met my partner, and she put me, you know, she got my feet wet, you know what I'm saying? And just from there, I'm like, well, this is important. This is something I feel like I need to be telling my son. You know, this is something my mom used to really literally say, you know, F credit, you know, like, what is that? You know, she didn't really have any sense of it. Yeah. So in that, and, you know, when I seen that was an error and that's not the way that people should live, it triggered me even more to want to know more. I wanted to feed that hunger that I had for the knowledge of finance. And when you know what to do and how to handle your money, you're in a completely different field than everyone else. You can buy things outright. You don't have to settle for high interest loans. And, you know, when you know, you know. So,
Yes.
I
just thought that was important.
Drop a little more gems.
There's some YouTube comments on here. Mr. DG, said, I find that writing down your budget helps keep a person on track. It most definitely works for me. And he said the best time to invest in the stock market is when things in the economy aren't doing so well.
That's
right. So, i.e. COVID, mandatory quarantine 2020, 2021. The more obligations you have, the more money you need to make and minimize your bills, for sure. So, you know,
that's so true.
Less responsibilities makes it easier. But sometimes I've worked in the service industry, so I was working on tips. And I'm getting money every day. Sometimes on the weekend, I'm making $300 a day, $300 to $700 a day, depending on how busy the weekend was.
Right.
What are your suggestions on people who make money in that fashion to be able to save?
I personally haven't experienced that, so I really.
I mean, I was a waitress part-time, and that was back in the day. So it was hard to keep my money because I was working full-time and that was my part-time, so that was spending money. So as far as someone that's their full-time job, I don't know.
Well, I would honestly just thinking, I do hair as well. If I had to just solely go based off that income, my biggest thing would probably be just saving it. I don't know. I would think, like put it up until, you know, do a budget. If you do a budget, you know how much money you're gonna need. You're gonna know what you need to save. But I can't really speak to that personally because I haven't experienced it. But that's what I would assume. If I were in that position, I would literally have my pocket fucking budget on me, period.
Yeah.
Because I need to know how much money do I need to make. Do I need to be extra nice tonight, or can I just be nice
Right.
tonight?
Mhm.
Right.
So,
So inconsistent. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
What you gonna
Because
do.
people, they just don't tip sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
Very tough.
you better tip your
Tip
your
your
Yes,
20%.
Yeah, 25%.
Oh, it comes back. It comes back. It comes back.
No, seriously.
Look, what?
So,
I'm
no.
like still stuck at the
I
20.
used to do the 18%, and then I realized when I was doing it part time how much work it is. And then I bumped it up to 20. I'm like, no, it really should be 25%. And then if it's not that good service, 20%, and then 18. If there's really bad, 15. I still feel that you should tip them even if it's really bad service because it's still a living and they may have had a bad.
Yes,
I have to disagree.
You disagree?
If I get bad service, I will. Anyone that knows me knows I tip more than I should, only because when I was younger and I only did hair, I sometimes lived off of the tip. You know what I'm saying? Not just what you pay me, but if I'm getting bad service and you having a shitty night, this is your profession. You need to be nice to me.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's gonna determine your tip. Are you gonna get a $5 tip or are you gonna get a $30 tip on a $60 bill? Which one do you want? You just gotta be nice and treat me good.
Yeah.
Give me my water with my lemon and my straw. And get a nice little tip.
Right.
Yeah.
But they still get $5.
I mean, I'm a tip. Don't get me
See,
wrong.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm a
You
tip,
still tip
but
a little something. But
right.
that's not what they could have.
I can't get up from the table without tipping
Yes,
something. But,
right. But still, yes, they have to have good service. So they can get that $30 or whatever it is on that bill.
Yeah, I definitely make sure that I tip. Even
Yes.
if they're doing like a bad service. Well, I'm not gonna lie, because I took an Uber the other night and he made me kind of mad, and I did not tip him, and I usually do tip all my Uber drivers. So yeah, I won't sit up here and lie about that because I did not tip him because I felt like I didn't get to my destination safely.
Yeah.
Right. But usually, like if I go for a service, like I'm eating somewhere or something like that.
Yeah.
I get my makeup done,
Or
like
nails
nails done, I tip them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do I really don't actually think about it when I'm like getting my nails done, like if it's 20% or whatever.
No, I don't.
I don't.
Well,
I just.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really do the percentage.
I do the percentage usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's
just
a
keep it
$10
even.
tip.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just make
So
my
I don't-
bill $80.
Right.
Right. Just make it all even. But any other comments, ladies?
We have someone named Elijah Thornberry just saying hello, ladies.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully you're learning something about stocks, budgeting, savings, and spending, okay? Because once you get all of that money saved up and invested, then you can actually spend it. But then you said, don't be trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Don't, like,
Seriously,
I'm
you
not
don't have
into,
to have that
like,
Gucci bag and
I'm not into Gucci and all of that. Like, I don't have to have.
Mm-mm.
Hey, I
don't have
will,
to have
if I could afford it, I would give me some red bottoms or something, if I could.
It's not narrow. I tried it. It just doesn't work
Really?
for me.
You gotta go up a couple sizes.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
size 9, you want to get a size 12.
oh, see? I didn't know that. I'm just like, it's not for me. I'm not that big.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So we did want to let y'all know that we have a quick presentation that Nina would like to give.
Yes.
Go ahead and let us see what you got.
All right. Right here. All right, so we're going to go over the rule of 72. Have y'all ladies heard of the rule of 72? Yeah. Yes, okay. So the rule of 72 tells you how long it takes your money to double per the interest rate. Yeah, okay. Sorry, y'all. So it tells you how long it takes your money to double per the interest rate, okay? So we're going to say we have 3 friends, okay? Top friends. The first friend is 3%, okay? 3 goes into 72 24 times, okay? So about age 48, that person has $40,000. Do you guys feel that's a lot living here in Colorado?
Hell no.
There you go. It's not.
No.
It's not a lot at all, okay? 6 goes into 72 now 12 times. About 160,000 at age 48. It's a little better, but it's not enough living here, right? The third friend, 12%.
That's me.
There you go. 12 goes into 72 6 times. At age 48, you have $2.5 million. Okay? So this is basically telling you again how long it takes to double. So if your interest rate is 12%, then your money is doubling quicker than as if it was 3%. Now, credit unions, I believe, give 3%, and you can see how long it takes. It's nothing.
And don't go to a traditional
I was gonna
bank.
just say traditional bank is zero.
0.001.
I look at my money that's in the savings. I'm like, yeah, that's why I have an investment account, because our money's not growing. Okay, so we weren't taught this in high school. I wasn't. I don't know. Well, you guys say y'all didn't hear about it, and then our parents don't know about it because they weren't taught it. So we have to teach ourselves now.
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's
Right.
never too late, whatever age you are. Okay. Now, the 3 fundamental accounts that we were talking about earlier, okay? The 3 fundamental accounts which you want to have, okay? You want to have an emergency account. So this is something you may not need today, but you will need tomorrow or maybe tonight. Emergency can happen at any time, right? So the goal is to have 3 months of your income in this account. So the good thing about the emergency account is tax-free, okay? The second account is short-term. Short-term account, something may not happen today or tomorrow, but down the road. So this is something that will double your money quicker, okay? The goal is to have 6 months of your income in this account. And then, example, you know, if you need to buy a car, down payment on a home, you get it married, this is the account you want to save your money in, okay? You don't want to get in credit card debt over that.
Yeah.
And then the last account is the wealth building account. So this is your retirement. So for ladies that are entrepreneurs, you want to have a wealth building account because, you know, you don't have a 401k and things like that with you being an entrepreneur. Okay? So we as people, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. And basically meaning we get everything thrown at us. Credit cards, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I turned 18, I got all these credit cards maxed out. I'm like, dang, I gotta pay it back. I didn't understand it. We don't understand things. As far as mortgage, you know, you're not supposed to pay a mortgage your whole life.
Right.
Life insurance, you know, our 401k, are we in the right portfolio for when we retire? So we get all this stuff thrown at us, but we don't understand it, okay? So we provide a financial needs analysis, okay? So that basically you sit down with a financial advisor to go, and that's why I said when you're a client, this is free to have the financial advisor, okay? To go over all your financial needs and basically how it works, okay? As far as the things that you have. Now with investments, saving your money, again, I mentioned as far as life insurance, okay? We have to look at life insurance more than burial, okay? Again, it's an income replacement. So I want to go over the different types of life insurance that are out there, okay?
One of the ladies said, Alicia Quintana, thanks for the Gym Queens. The session is so beneficial.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We appreciate you tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so accidental death. Have you ladies heard of accidental death? I know you have.
Yeah.
You guys have? Okay,
Yeah.
what do you think accidental death is?
If like maybe you're young and you die before you're supposed to.
So in the policy of an accidental death, this is given to your job, you know, at your job, they give it to you. So you actually have to die at the scene of the accident. So a car accident, if you die at the hospital the next day, unfortunately they don't pay out your family because you didn't die at the scene. Okay. So again, these are offered free at the job. It's free. It's good if it's free offered at the job, but you don't want to pay for it. Okay. So you're not going to tell me how I'm going to die. I think whenever I go, it's an accident. Okay. So you don't want accidental death. Okay. Group life insurance at the job, they offer it to you, but you don't have a policy, right, in your name because the company owns it. Okay. It's an employer policy. So you always want to have life insurance that's outside of your job. okay? That's in your name, that you own. That's the thing, okay?
That is the key.
That's the key.
Especially because if you have health, or if you have life insurance with your company, usually it's going to be like double your annual amount.
Yeah.
So if for example, if you make 40,000, they're only going to do 80,000, and again, that's how long is that going to get your family directly, you know, long after you're not here?
And it's not. And then you have to die at the scene because it's accidental death that they're offering you.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you gonna?
You definitely want to make sure you have the out of work policy.
Out of work policy, yes. I'm sorry, and I'm trying to do this sideways, y'all. So bear with me.
That's so important to think about, though, because, like, honestly, just being real, like, I don't want to embarrass myself.
Don't embarrass yourself.
Like, for real,
Yeah,
with my jobs and stuff like that, I've never really got the breakdown or, you know, to understand what they were offering. I'm just like, oh, cool, like, my job offers, you know, life insurance, and I got health insurance and stuff like that. Like, cool, but it might not be the best plan that they're offering. I just thinking, like, since they have it, like, cool. Like, but, dang, that puts a lot of stuff into perspective.
And don't feel embarrassed because guess what? I didn't know this before this was brought to me.
Yeah.
I just, like you, with our previous employer, like, okay, I have life insurance, thank you.
Right.
And that's it. But until this was brought forth to me, it was an eye-opener, like, dang. I mean, we really have to have it outside. You know, it wasn't until my friends were passing away, you know, I was going to say, unfortunately, with the GoFundMe accounts, it breaks my heart because we have to, we get insurance on our cars. We get insurance on our phones, our house.
And your car insurance is going to be more than an individual policy.
Period.
I've had my individual policy for, since 2014, I don't even know, 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
And I have a rider, so it increases every year.
Right.
When I originally started, it was $75, and now it's like $90. So it goes up just a couple dollars every year, but it's worth it. You know, every year when the rider is activated, it adds an additional whatever you agree upon, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, or usually 10%. So if you started at $300,000 and you get 10% each year, it's going to increase for just like $2 or $3 extra a year.
Yeah. So it's definitely important.
Yeah.
And then annual renewable term. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
Okay, so this one is disrespectful. So basically every year you have a birthday, they increase the policy. So you still have the same coverage, but it increases every, year you get older.
Yeah.
So you're going to penalize me for getting older? Like, no. It's kind of like car insurance every 6 months. You want to increase
I've
it.
seen that on the commercials, like, they be asking, like, if you're over 65, like, the older you are, it's like, dang, like, they're, like, to me, I take that it's like, okay, if you're older, you're close to dying, so they don't want to, like, they'd rather insure someone younger.
Yeah,
exactly.
Have a chance
It
to get
is.
some money.
That's literally exactly what it is.
Yeah. You don't want that, okay? So you're not going to tell me or penalize me for getting older, period. Okay? Now, the next one, as far as cash value, so it's like whole life, universal life, Gerber life, the ones with kids. They come with a pamphlet right after you have birth, I guess. They come knocking on your door like, hey, life insurance for you. No.
Like,
okay.
What you think? Came out the coochie.
Like, can my kid get a break? But cash value, you guys, like, first of all, we don't pay a mortgage our whole life or car insurance our whole life. So why should we pay life insurance our whole life, right? So the disrespectful thing about cash value, you're borrowing towards the death benefit. It decreases. So you're paying, if you take money out, they charge you because it's a loan, okay? You're paying interest on top of that, so your death benefit is decreasing. So people, God forbid something happens, they're like, oh, I should have this amount of money, left for my family.
You took from that.
You took from it, unfortunately. So you paid more into it than what it's actually worth. Okay.
Dang.
So yeah, I'm telling you, it's a lot. That's whole.
life.
Yep. Anything cash value, you don't want that. Okay. So what you want is term. Level term, okay? Stays level, okay? We offer 35-year level term, you know, depending on your age, it's 35, 25, but it stays at that price. Now, if you increase it, you know, you can increase it, but it doesn't go down, okay? So, God forbid something happens, your family gets all the cash, okay? Period. A check, seriously. So yeah, that's the different types of life insurance. You know, you guys hit me in the chat. I definitely can do this one-on-one with you to better explain it. You know, I know we're on crunch time, but I definitely just wanted to get that out there on the different types that are out there.
And thank you so much
That's so
for
awesome.
breaking that down.
Yes, it's
So,
needed.
I definitely am gonna go for the term.
The level, term
Okay.
insurance.
Term insurance, y'all. Y'all heard that. They just came and broke it down, okay? So now we gonna definitely secure this back.
Period.
Right? So we thank you guys so much for coming on our live today. And again, this is Mercedes. And again, this is Nina. Thank you so much for coming and dropping some gems. Hopefully you guys have learned some good stuff today, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, thank you for having me. Yes.